Hello, welcome to the University of Leicester's Digital Open Evening. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. This is the Modern Languages subject talk, where we'll be giving you some insights into what it's like to study for a Modern Languages degree here at Leicester. I'm Dr. Maddie Chalmers. I'm a lecturer in French Studies here, and I'm also the admissions tutor for Modern Languages. So I am the port of call for applications and inquiries, and also for clearing. So I follow the whole application journey from start to finish. Before I move on, just a quick note to say, if you want to pop any questions in the chat as and when they come to you, we will have time at the end where we'll go through those questions, aided by my magnificent producer assistant, Vic. So do just drop those questions in the chat and we'll come to those at the end of the presentation. So just to give you an overview of what we're going to talk about, we'll start with a little introduction to the university. If you're new to the University of Leicester, we'll give you a little bit of a sense of what we're about and who we are, and then we'll get straight to the good stuff, what it's like to study modern languages at Leicester, what's on offer here. We've got some student perspectives, some students joining us later, and we'll also look at how we support you, not just during your degree, but long-term, looking towards your employability and your career goals. So to begin with a little bit of background about the University of Leicester, we're the only university in the world to have been founded as a living war memorial. We were founded in 1921. It is a way to honour those who had lost their lives in the First World War, and we were crowdfunded by the people of the city. It was believed that education, as the one asset that can never be taken away from you, was a fitting way to celebrate the potential and the hopes and dreams of those who had lost their lives during the First World War. We are a socially conscious university, and that legacy continues into our ethos today, celebrating the power of education to create positive change, in the words of our motto, that they may have life. And this is reflected in just a few of the awards that we've won in the past year or two. So we were the Daily Mail's University of the Year for 2025. We were twice shortlisted as University of the Year by Times Higher Education and the Times and Sunday Times University of the Year competition. In the Teaching Excellence Framework, we received the highest possible rating, which is gold. This reflects the experience that we provide for our students when it comes to teaching, education and support, and it also reflects the outcomes, what our students go on to do and what they go on to achieve in their degrees. And this is something that students themselves reflect on. In the National Student Survey, which is completed by final year students across the UK in the last year of their degree, when they're asked to reflect on their experience of university as a whole, every facet of that experience, the University of Leicester comes out in the top 30 for overall positivity in the most recent 2024 National Student Survey. So whether it's the media, education experts or our students, the University of Leicester delivers every time. And in modern languages, we're particularly proud of our score for our discipline in the National Student Survey. We are the top ranked modern languages department in the UK for overall positivity. So this is our students' perspective, their feedback as they look back on their journey. It's an accolade of which we are really proud because it reflects the support and the commitment that we demonstrate towards our students. In addition, of course, to your academic studies, university is also an experience of living away from home, potentially, and engaging in lots of social activities, and we recognise that it's really helpful at that pivotal stage in your life when you're making those big transitions to not have to worry about some of those fundamentals. So we have a guaranteed accommodation offer for all first year students with a whole range of different accommodation packages set up from en-suites that are in the city right next to campus to our lovely green Oadby Village campus as well. All of this with prices ranging from £69 a week with all bills included. And that Oadby Student Village, which is a little further outside the city, has a free student shuttle bus that is regularly running. And students find that if they want to roll out of bed and straight into lectures, campus city accommodation is ideal. And if you want that experience of a little bit of separation between your work and life, the Oadby Student Village offers a kind of green setting. It has its own facilities, its own gym, and its own sense of community. So whatever your preferences are for accommodation, we've got something to suit you. But the reason that you're here for this open evening is to think specifically about modern languages, and specifically about what modern languages is like at Leicester. Why study modern languages? Well, because the world needs you. A modern languages degree is like 10 degrees in one. It's not simply acquiring the skill of speaking a language, it's acquiring a whole new set of transferable skills and intercultural awareness that equip you for any kind of career. People often think that a modern languages degree is about learning grammar and what to do with the subjunctive, and that's a part of what we do, of course. But the reason that we do that is so that we can think about culture and identity, about how nations form their sense of themselves, about how aesthetics and art and fashion shape our sense of what a nation is and how that nation markets and presents itself to the rest of the world. And that's explored in modules like, for example, our Made in Italy Italian fashion module. We also think about history and politics. Leicester has a particular strength in Latin American studies, and a number of our modules offer an opportunity to dig into relationships between Mexico and the US, a topic that continues to be particularly timely. We've got modules on the Amazon, ecology, and the rainforest in Latin American studies. So we're thinking about how different countries interact, and we're using our language skills to understand that from the inside, okay? To understand not just political events and historical events, but to understand how people communicate those events, how people interact with those narratives and stories. And we think about global issues. My second year module in politics, technology and ecology in Francophone culture looks at how studying other countries' perspectives and other cultures' perspectives on these pressing issues can offer us new, fresh resources for our own thinking here in the UK about pressing issues of climate change, automation, and AI. So a modern languages degree can really open many doors. Okay? And those include professional doors too. So in addition to giving you those skills of flexible thinking, critical thinking, that ability to evaluate written and visual texts, we also offer skills that give you that real practical training. So if you're interested in modern languages and translation, for example, we offer modules in computer-assisted translation, consecutive interpreting, use of software that if you go on to a professional career, you will be expected to use. We do go on to careers in a whole range of areas. A modern languages graduate is never going to have any doors closed to them. From being a Forbes 30 under 30 startup founder, to working for the Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office as a civil servant, to working in publishing or marketing, or even in a university setting, helping to guarantee the experiences of students, and even into directly linked careers such as translation or such as teaching. Our graduates find fulfillment and opportunities in all sorts of areas, supported by a fantastic career service and our dedicated modern languages careers tutor. So that's the broad overview, and a few further facts for you. We don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. So we are 10th in the UK for Italian in the Complete University Guide 2025 league tables. And in the Guardian University Guide for 2025, we are ranked 12th in the UK, above some major Russell Group institutions. What is the team? What is the department behind these facts and figures? First and foremost, we're dedicated teachers. We have one of the highest numbers of distinguished teaching fellows in the university. So these are colleagues who have been recognised by the university for the quality and innovative nature of their teaching. And we're frequent winners and nominees at the university's Citizens Awards. In 2023, we had 2 nominations for Student Experience Champions, and just last week, our colleague Michelle Harrison won the Inclusivity Champion Award for her work on inclusive language policies in the department. So we care about the student experience, and that's recognised. But we're also active researchers. Okay? I'm going to let this statement from a modern languages graduate speak for itself. I enjoy having the opportunity to be taught by real subject specialists, often using their published works in my assessment. Our broad areas of research expertise mean that you have more choice in your optional modules, and you're able to encounter lots of different perspectives, lots of different areas of expertise to draw on. That's going to open doors. You might think you have certain interests. Coming to a university like Leicester and encountering different researchers who are working across literature, film, politics, sociology, even philosophy, might open even more new doors to areas of thinking and concepts that you haven't yet encountered. But most of all, we are a supportive community. And this is something that our students highlight again and again each year. And these 2 comments really do speak for themselves. The Modern Languages Department clearly prides themselves on the sense of community that they have developed, and this is felt throughout all their classes. The cohort's very close-knit, there's a sense of community, and the professors really care about what is happening with us. There is no sense of toxic competition. And all of this together provides a degree that combines that focus on language learning and getting you to that stage of fantastic fluency, with that ability to not just study the language, but also the cultures of the countries where those languages are spoken. And all of this supported by real research expertise, deep and cutting edge knowledge in all areas of the curriculum. To deliver high levels of contact time, a small group teaching that gives you that individual attention and that's tailored to you and your needs, the opportunity at the end of your first year to take part in a unique summer school experience, and of course in the 3rd year of your degree, your year abroad. Or to deliver an experience that is exceptional not only in the teaching, but in the topics studied and help provided. Okay. So hopefully that all sounds great. Hopefully that's whetted your appetite. And in the next stages of this talk, I'm going to dig a little more into the details. What does it actually mean to study these cultural modules? What do you actually get up to in language classes? And hopefully we're going to sort of flesh out those headlines and give you a sense of what it's like day to day to study here. So first things first, what languages do we offer? So we offer French, Spanish and Italian to degree level. And we have an exciting new opportunity to study Chinese to upper intermediate level as a 3rd language option if you take the BA in modern languages. And we'll come on to exactly how you can combine languages and how many languages you can study in just a moment. An important thing to note is that you can study 1 language from scratch on any of our degrees. So if you really want to study French and Spanish, but you only have an A level in French, that's not a problem. You can take Spanish ab initio, which is from scratch. So our courses. So modern languages has a lot of optionality, a lot of ways to combine our subject with other subjects. And I've kind of boiled that down on this slide to just the essentials. Please do check out our course pages for all the details and ins and outs and all the module pathways. But just for now, this is the sort of breakdown of how many languages you can study and in which combinations. So for our OG, Modern Languages BA, you have a choice of studying 2 languages or 3 languages. Remember, one of those languages can be from scratch. If you want to take the 3 language option, you can study 2 languages that you've studied at A level and you can take Chinese as the third language to upper intermediate level. If you want to study 1 or 2 languages, you can take Modern Languages and Translation, Modern Languages and International Relations, okay, which is taught by our colleagues in politics, Modern Languages with Management, Modern Languages with Film Studies. And in all of these combinations, you can choose whether you study 1 or 2 languages. In translation, we have a special pathway for native speakers or post-A-level speakers of Chinese and Arabic that allows you to study a European language and to use the Chinese and Arabic skills that you already have for the translation half of your degree. And I'm very happy to answer further questions about that. So do drop any questions in the chat if that's of particular interest to you. Finally, if you want to study modern languages and English, that is a 50-50 split between modern languages and English. So that's a 1 language option. Okay. We do, of course, have a bonus. Okay, because we know that as linguists, you have a real ability to pick languages up quickly. We also offer you the opportunity to take a free extracurricular language course through the Languages at Leicester programme. So this is a programme that is independent of the degree, it's extracurricular, and it's our programme of evening classes in all sorts of languages. Currently we have 16 to choose from, including Korean, British Sign Language, even Ancient Greek. So if you have always wanted to try a different language for fun or just out of curiosity, you have an opportunity to do so. And as a modern languages student, you can do it for free. Otherwise, these courses you would usually be charged. Okay, so a special modern languages privilege there. So how does this all fit together? What are we looking at in terms of contact hours? How does a week look? So here we've got an example timetable for a student taking 2 languages on the BA in modern languages. So you can see here they're in year 1, they're taking Spanish at advanced level, in other words, post A-level, and French as a beginner. And you can see here that they've got 11 contact hours a week. And that takes into account language teaching in both their languages and cultural modules. So you can see here, we've got Spanish language written skills, 2 French language beginner sessions, and here we've got some example modules, cultural modules. So in our language teaching, okay, we offer you specialized language tutors who have decades of experience. We give you small groups, okay, so absolute max of 10 students. Now that might sound intense, but what it allows is, in an oral class, a chance for you to speak, to be heard. Okay, that's how we improve in our language, is by speaking, is by engaging. And this creates a kind of supportive community where you get really tailored individual attention. Your tutor gets to know you, gets to know your strengths, gets to know the things you're a little bit worried about, and they're able to support you because there's that small group environment. We have contact with native speakers, not just in the form of our language tutors, but also through students who are here on study exchanges from other universities, will often volunteer their time to come and help in oral classes, to provide you with different speakers. And there's also a wide range of extracurricular activities too through our Modern Languages Society, which is student run and organises quiz nights, film nights, karaoke nights, coffee mornings, and so on. Here at Leicester, we take the approach to assessment that assessment should allow you to improve and show what you can do. So we're not big fans of having all the assessment at the end of the year and it counting for 100% of your grade. So in our language assessment, we stagger those assessments throughout the year. They're all weighted, and it gives you that opportunity to learn from the feedback on your previous assessments and improve. And we often try to incorporate real-world applications. So tasks might include writing a cover letter or recording a podcast episode, so that we're constantly making links between the language you are doing and the settings and the ways in which you might use that language, whether that's on your year abroad or in your future career. As a beginner, you'll receive 4 hours of teaching per week. As a post-A-level student, you receive 2 hours focused on reading and writing and 1 hour focused on listening and speaking. And as a beginner, you are taught in a beginner's and post-beginner's stream for the first 2 years of your degree. And by the 4th year of your degree, after your year abroad, you will reintegrate with the advanced students, and you will be at the same level as those post-A-level students. When it comes to your optional modules or your cultural modules, we've got a wide range to choose from, whether it's literature, film, visual arts and media that you're interested in, or whether you're interested in politics, gender, race, ethnicity, immigration, whether you're interested in thinking about the past or thinking about the present, we've got modules to satisfy your curiosity. Again, this is taught in small groups between 5 and 10 students, and we focus on seminars. So we have a very discussion-based format. While we deliver some lecture content, we are really keen to hear what you think and how you're responding to the materials that we're looking at. So we'll usually set you some preparation, a little bit of reading to do, something to watch, some questions to think about. And you'll bring that to the seminar and we'll unpack it, we'll discuss it. But it's always the student voice that is centred, your ideas and your perspectives are valued. And similarly to language assessment, assessment in cultural modules is also varied and coursework based. Okay, we don't have exams in those cultural modules. We have presentations and essays, those more traditional academic forms of assessment. But increasingly, we use scenario-based assessments. My first year students pitch an adaptation of a literary set text to Netflix, for example. Not actual Netflix, it's me pretending to be Netflix, but still it gets them to think about the text they've been studying in a different way. How would you transfer those characters to the screen? How would you divide up a novel into chapters? Okay, what would you cut out? What would you leave? Would you use flashbacks and so on? It could be designing an interactive exhibition. It could be recording a podcast instead of doing a traditional presentation at the front of the class. But we're always looking for ways to foster your creativity and your responses to the material that you're studying. But I'll bring us on to those kinds of unique opportunities. So earlier you heard me refer to a summer school. And of course, if you've been looking at modern languages courses, you'll be aware that the year abroad is an important component. And so in this part of the presentation, I want to sort of walk you through those opportunities, how they work, and what's on offer. So Leicester has a particularly unique offering. At the end of your first year, you have the opportunity, if you would like to take part in a summer school. It's a 2-week stay in a target language country in the summer of your first year. We arrange and cover the costs of accommodation with local host families and intensive tailored language courses. And of course, there are also cultural activities and excursions available. So it's a fantastic opportunity at the end of that first year to get that taste of independence in another country, but in a supportive environment with your classmates around you. If you're a beginner or taking a language as a beginner, it's also a fantastic opportunity to really have that intensive language training and to be able to try out your language skills in the real country. And we have 3 fantastic locations. If you take the French summer school, you'll be down south in sunny Montpellier, which just happens to have a fantastic beach. With Italian, you'll be headed to Mondavio, again, a beautiful scenic rural area. And if it's Spanish that you opt for, you'll go to Santiago de Compostela, a city that is rich in history and culture. So not bad places to spend the summer of your first year. But all of this is great preparation for the year abroad. Now, the year abroad often inspires quite contrasting reactions. Some people are really excited at the idea of the year abroad, and that's the reason that they want to study modern languages. But for some people, and I was certainly one of these people back in those distant days when I was a student, it can feel a little bit intimidating, a little bit daunting. So I'm going to, in this section, talk you through the options and the support that's available for you. So the year abroad is a core element of our degrees, but as with everything, at the University of Leicester, we are a department that has big ambitions for our students, but is very human-sized and human-focused. And so we do recognise that there are situations and circumstances where the year abroad is not possible for certain students. So if you might be in that category, if there are reasons and circumstances, don't worry. There's always a solution. There's always a way around it. We always take things on a case-by-case basis. Okay, so don't ever feel that with these international experiences that you are being sent off into the wilderness. You always have our support, and we constantly check in. Okay, so if you do have any concerns about the year abroad and how that fits in with a modern languages degree, again, very happy for you to drop us an email. I'm very happy to talk that through with you. So if you've been to any other open days, you'll know that pretty much all universities offer the same 3 options for the year abroad when it's part of a modern languages degree. You can study abroad, you can work abroad, or you can do a British Council teaching assistantship. But Leicester has a couple of differences. The first is that we have an unusually high number of exchange partners. So these are universities in other countries that we have an arrangement with. Their students come to us and our students go to them each year. And we have a large number of partners in France, but not just France, in Belgium, in Switzerland, in Quebec, in French-speaking Canada. We have exchange partners, multiple exchange partners in Italy, multiple exchange partners in Spain, but also in Mexico and Colombia. So the study abroad options that we can offer you are truly global. And one of the most exciting things is hearing students come back from, say, Quebec and comparing notes with students who went to Belgium and students who went to France, for example, about the difference and the different kind of cultures and that real sense of French and Spanish as these global languages taken up in different countries and inflected with those local idioms. So studying abroad, we have a particular range of options to choose from. If you want to be somewhere rural, we've got options for that. If you want to be in a big city, if you want to be in Paris, if you want to be in Bogota, we've got options for you there. So there's that real opportunity to choose where you want to be and to tailor that experience to what you want to get out of it. The great thing about studying abroad as well is that you have a degree of freedom in the kinds of modules you choose. Each university will have its own policy. They may have certain compulsory modules that they want you to take, but they'll also offer you a choice. So it might be an opportunity to study something you've never thought of before. I have a student who spent a lot of time in Belgium studying Russian. So studying Russian as a French speaker in Belgium. So there's lots of opportunities and it's a real life experience. Studying abroad gives you that automatic structure of being in a university with people your own age and a fantastic social experience. So we have a lot of students who follow this route for their year abroad. If they're studying 2 languages, they might do 1 semester in one target language country and the second semester in another. But we also recognise that sometimes students have really defined career goals and are really keen to work. We have a dedicated work placement tutor who will support students who are looking for internships and work placements and who will help to ensure that you've got the right paperwork signed, that your employer is playing by the rules and to provide practical support to make sure that you are supported and covered in legal terms for that if you are interested in pursuing that route. Of course, there's the British Council. So this is a year-long scheme and it's been running for many decades. So it's operated by the British Council. My mum studied French back in the 1980s and she did a British Council teaching assistantship in Versailles. So it's a tried and trusted method. And in this scheme, you teach English in a primary or secondary school for 12 hours a week. It's a paid role. It gives you also lots of free time to explore the area to which you're sent, and you're allowed to express a preference in your application as to primary or secondary, and to the kind of region or area that you would like to be in. So that's an option too, and a great way to earn experience, not just if you're interested in a teaching career, but for any career path. The situations that you're going to encounter on your year abroad, the problem solving skills, the communication skills, the confidence and independence that you'll develop are going to be invaluable. Any interview you get where you have to answer a question, tell us about a time when you overcame a difficulty, your year abroad is going to furnish you with plenty of examples, and the boost to your confidence that it gives you is something else. It's always wonderful to see students kind of come back from their years abroad and to see the change in them, the confidence that they have. It's really one of the kind of most exciting things about seeing students come back, is to see that deep-rooted sort of assurance that they have, having been through those experiences. Now, finance during the year abroad is also something that's really important to kind of understand. So as a home student, you pay reduced tuition fees for the year that you're on your year abroad. So that's the third year of your degree. So this year, that's £1,250. Okay. And you pay that fee through the same student finance mechanisms as you pay your fees in other years. The reason that you pay that fee, that very reduced fee, is because you remain registered as a student at the University of Leicester and you retain access to student finance support. Okay, so anything that you are getting through Student Finance England or sort of whoever is administering your tuition fees as a home student, you remain entitled to that full support. And again, very happy to answer further questions about that, but this is here to reassure you and to just explain a little bit how that system works. So the year abroad does not represent an additional cost. It is not something that you have to completely fundraise for yourself. I just want to talk a little bit more about how we support you, the kind of what we put around your studies, if you like, in terms of pastoral care, welfare, and of course, thinking about that next step, your career goals, which can feel very far away, but it's something that we help you to think about at each stage, from that stage of not knowing what you want to do to actually making those applications. So how do we support you? The University of Leicester has a system of personal tutors. So in your first year, you're assigned a personal tutor. This will be someone from within the school. Okay, so if you're a modern languages student, you're likely to have a modern languages personal tutor. And this is your first port of call. We'll reach out to you in Freshers Week. You'll know that you can turn to someone. We'll invite you to meet us. We'll offer you tea, we'll offer you coffee, maybe a biscuit. And our role is to contact you, to check in with you, to respond to you, and to advise you on personal and academic topics. And if we're not able to help, to signpost you and put you in touch with the specialists who can. So the personal tutoring system is just having that, knowing that you have someone in your corner who is going to advocate for you, who is going to look out for you, and who is going to help you navigate what can be, you know, a really frightening and exciting, but also daunting transition. Okay, so you are not on your own. You are entering university and someone will already know your name and will already be reaching out to you from day one to welcome you and to support you. And I really think that, again, this comment from a modern languages student who graduated in 2023 says it all. My personal tutor was a really positive influence in my life, and during the entire 4 years, they always made themselves free at any moment that I needed them, and even contacted me first on occasions they noticed my absence or low moods. They have been incredible. In addition to that pastoral support, we also have facilities that are dedicated to sort of modern languages. If you are interested in translation and interpreting, in that top corner, you can see our interpreting suite, which is fully equipped with booths, with microphones, with all of the kinds of equipment that you might need to use in a professional setting. And in a slightly more relaxed vein, we also have our Modern Languages Study Centre. This is sort of like a common room area. As you can see, there's seating, there's a little kitchen area, there's games, and we also have books, resources, dictionaries, and computers. So it acts as both a social hub and a kind of relaxed working space for modern languages students only. And the great thing about it is it allows students from different year groups to interact. So it's a great place to make connections with students who are going away on their year abroad or who've just come back from their year abroad. So it becomes a kind of peer-to-peer advice hub too. In addition to what we offer within modern languages, you also have access to all of the services that the university provides to support you: the Student Learning Development Team, the Accessibility Centre, that works to support students with SPLD needs, welfare and counselling teams, who are professionally trained and fantastically responsive and who are there to support you if things get difficult, and the Centre for Academic Achievement, which runs drop-in sessions, but also one-to-one sessions, whether it's note-taking or referencing your first assessed essay. They are there to support you with those skills as well. And it might feel way too early to be thinking about your careers, but this is a journey that we are there with you every step of the way as you sort of start to navigate university and you start to think about the kind of person and the kind of role that you want to inhabit when you leave us. So we have a careers and employability service that has a physical presence in the library. They offer one-to-one appointments. They'll help with your CV. They'll do mock interviews, mock assessment centres. They'll coach you. They'll offer application support. They also organise events throughout the year: talks, workshops, sector-focused events, and Q&A sessions. So even from your first year, if you're just figuring things out and if you want to try things out, there are options there to support you, to get you to sort of start thinking about your broader ambitions for yourself. Within our school, so that's the School of Arts, Media and Communications that Modern Languages sits within, we have a designated Modern Languages lead, and we have employability skills embedded and signposted throughout the course. So there are elements of your modules that you can point to if you're applying for jobs later on that have given you those employability skills, that have given you those opportunities to showcase transferable skills that employers love to see. So within Modern Languages and Translation, we have the Building Bridges events that we organise with the Institute for Translation and Interpreting that offer you that professional networking experience with translators and interpreters working within the East Midlands. We have opportunities for language outreach and teaching experience in schools. If you want to be a teacher and if you don't want to be a teacher, those are opportunities that allow you to showcase leadership, that allow you to showcase teamwork, creativity, and that ability to motivate and enthuse others. And we also have an option in the final year to study for a certificate in teaching English to speakers for other languages. So this is CELTA, a recognised qualification. There are also lots of opportunities within the university to gain work experience through volunteering, placements, or part-time work within the university. And of course, looking beyond the university work environment, there's those skills that we help you to hone and identify: effectiveness and self-awareness as an independent learner, that intercultural awareness and understanding, oral and written communication and presentation skills, of course, and not just in English, but in multiple languages. And that ability to work as a team and to solve problems, to think on your feet, to strike up a rapport with people, all of those soft skills, as well as those critical, incisive, analytical skills. Modern Languages degree offers you the opportunity to develop all of those. And you can see that wide range of graduate destinations there. Our career support is for life. So you can always come back to the careers service for further support. And those choices might seem far away, but you have some more immediate choices to think about. My advice to you for any further details have a little look at our course descriptions on the website. These have really detailed breakdowns of the modules that are on offer. You can kind of plot your trajectory. You can see exactly what you might want to study. If you haven't applied through UCAS yet, that would be the next phase. Hopefully you'd receive an offer. And then in February, March, we have offer holder days. So these are an opportunity before you make your final decisions to get a bit more of an insight into what we do, to have more taster lectures, to meet more of our current students before you make your decisions. Our standard offer is BBB. And you can see there what we offer the EPQ. Our web pages have a lot of detail about different course combinations, non-standard pathways, and so on. So if you've got a slightly different or non-standard set of qualifications, it's absolutely not a problem. Do get in touch with study@le.ac.uk if you need any guidance there. What we always say to applicants as well is that we consider the whole package, the whole picture. We know that paths through education are not always linear, so please always get in touch, always chat to us. We are always happy to answer questions, to talk through your situation, your circumstances. We also offer some support on putting together your application, so do check out the how to apply section for advice on personal statements, what we're looking for, and so on. All right, Vic, do we have any questions in the chat?
We don't, but we have got another minute or so if anybody has any.
Fabulous.
You've obviously just done the job of answering everybody's questions, Maddie. Macy and Olivia, I know you're listening, and I'm so sorry that we've had such a technical difficulty and you're here and you're prepped and we can't hear from you. But thank you for coming, obviously, and sorry that we've not been able to hear from you this time. So there's no questions at the moment, and we are pretty much exactly kind of running to time, Maddie. So I think possibly, unless anyone's got any burning questions in the next 30 seconds, I think it's wrapping up stage, really.
Fantastic. Well, if anything does come to mind, you've got our address there. Feel free to get in touch with us or give us a follow on Instagram and see a little bit of what we get up to day to day. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you, Olivia and Macy, for your time and for the beautiful presentations you prepared. And best of luck to all of you who are applying. We hope to hear from you and maybe even see you soon at an offer holder day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Maddie. Bye, everybody.
Right. Bye.